Hello, fellow teachers. I know that you signed up to see the OneNote presentation. I just wanted to take this moment and show you what it's being presented by, which is Screencast, which is a fantastic free online tool that allows you to record anything that your screen is showing for up to 15 minutes, and it also obviously records audio, so it's a very handy little tool. After you're done recording, it gives you the option to save it as a file or send it to YouTube, and then you can share as you'd like, but we can talk about that more later. But it is a awesome tool. So on your computers in the classroom, you have Microsoft Suite, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, and OneNote. Now, I know you've heard of a few teachers using OneNote for various things. I'm just going to go through a couple of the items of OneNote, some ways that you can use it yourself personally to organize your lessons or your thoughts or anything, and then how students can use it. So it looks like this lovely purple N. I'm going to go ahead and open that. And as you can see, I've used it a lot. It essentially is just like a notebook. If you could think of a notebook with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subjects with, pockets in between, that's how it's divided. So you name your notebook very generally. Like this one that is showing here is my Teachers in Education notebook, or Teachers in Curriculum, I guess is what I labeled it. And then I have sections here, General, TK, and I have each grade level. And then to the right for each section, so right now we're in the General section, we have pages, online resources, job emails, tech manual, and I'll show you how you can make each one of these. So let's start with a new OneNote. And right now my guy's in the way. There we go. So let's start with new. And it gives you a couple of options. One option is the web, which means you can access your notebook from any computer or browser and share with others, which is awesome because you don't have to be just at school to open your notebook or just at home. You can open it through essentially the SkyDrive, and it syncs it, so you don't have to wonder, okay, all the work that I did at home, is it now at school on my OneNote, or vice versa. A network, which shares with select people that you want in your network, or just my computer. My computer meaning that it's just going to be on your computer. Now, if this is a personal notebook, that you're only going to use for home, business, or what have you, then it obviously would make sense to just have it on my computer. But I like the flexibility of being able to open it wherever I am, even if I don't plan to, but I like that flexibility. So I'm going to leave it as web, and I'm going to name this Teacher in Service. And for now, the documents are going to be shared with just me. I can change that later. You can see I have a SkyDrive account already, and create notebook. Alright, do you want to email someone about the notebook? This feature is nice for when you do choose to share your notebook. I'll talk about one of the applications that the students can use, that they can, after they're done with their notebook, share it with the class or share it with the teacher, and then the teacher can share it through Edline. But for now, no thanks. Alright, so you can see it starts with a section already. Just says new section. We're going to label this new section math by double clicking, highlights it, and I'm going to name it math. Now that whole section is going to be everything about math. What I like to do after I have a whole section about math is then come over to the new pages and decide, okay, what are my subsections going to be? Maybe one section is going to be websites that I found to be interesting. So I'm just going to double click. Actually, it wants me to write it over here. And so now this page is called websites. I want a new page. I click new page. And maybe this one is going to be ideas. So if I just think of any ideas, that's where I'm going to put my math ideas. And then finally, maybe I want lessons. Okay. My second section, and I like to just set up sections before I actually fill them, is going to be science, because that's what I do, math and science. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So the first page is going to be websites that I like. I'm going to go ahead and add a new page, and it'll be ideas, and then the last page, which will be lessons. Alright, let's go back to math. And it left off on the last thing that I opened. I'm going to go to websites, because there was this really cool website that I liked, which I haven't opened yet, but let me go see. So I'm going to open my browser. I was doing a Prezi before. I think that had to do with math. Sure. So I simply click my browser, use my shortcut of Control-C or right-click and copy. So I've now copied that. Go back to my OneNote and use my shortcut of Control-V to paste, or right-click and paste. So here I have my link for my website. Awesome. Now I want to say something to remind me why this link was so great. This Prezi was about math web tools. Alright, don't forget that. Now, just like the ribbon, or the new ribbon for some of you on Word, it allows you to do different things with your text. I could just change my font entirely. I can change my size. I can change the style of the heading. Something that I like here are what they call tags. Excuse me. And it's a little icon, sort of like your bullets that come before whatever you're typing. But the neat thing is that when you're done with it, you can check it off. Oh, nice. Let me show you the other things that they have. Ideas, password critical. It's just a nice way to organize your thoughts for when you open it up later. Okay. Moving along the ribbon, we have find tags, which you can find certain things that you have put throughout your notebook, which is handy, and email a page. Send a copy of this page by email, which is again nice if you want to share with your fellow colleagues. I'm going to go ahead and go down to the ideas section, and maybe I saw this really great picture of graphing functions that I want to remember. So I'm going to go back to the internet, and I actually haven't found it yet, so let me see. Come on, internet. Alright, images. And oh, this looks awesome. I might either want to keep this to project later. Beautiful parabola. For some reason it clicked all the way open. So let me just right click, copy, head on over to my OneNote, right click, and paste. And it's going to paste where it's from and all that lovely information. the information is very helpful actually if, let's say, I got the picture from a math site specifically, and instead of putting, just the site, I have a pictorial representation of what I really liked about it. And then it has where it's from also, and it'll kind of jog my memory. All right, moving along. Last section would be lessons. So let's say for Monday, September 1st, I am going to first, here's the one, give the DWP. Second, and just like Word, it's going to organize it numerically. Okay? Now, some of the student applications, now depending on your subject, are extremely varied. Now, students could keep a notebook based on a book that they read, or they could have a whole notebook for language arts, and then they could have each section titled a book. So let's just say one book that I loved, which is The Giver. And then maybe one of the pages, I put down the wrong spot. As you can see, I did not label the section Giver. I labeled the page The Giver, which would be incorrect. So maybe I want to label this characters. And then I can jot down things that I remember about the characters. Maybe I want another page for plot. Okay, and you can see how that goes. Then, as the book is coming to completion, the student can share it with another student by emailing it, can share it with the teacher, or again, each student can share with the teacher, and the teacher can share with the class by posting it on Edline. Okay? Something that I want to use next year is my math book is online. So let's call this online textbook at msmath1.net. And underneath this section, I would then list everything or every link that I wanted to automatically go to on the online textbook. Now, something else that this notebook does very well, and I used it here when I set up my math, my GLOs, and my step-by-step. When I go into the chapters, you'll see all I did was simply copy and paste a Smart Notebook file. It is compatible, it knows it's a Smart Notebook file, you can see the picture right there. If I open this, it would simply take me to the Smart Notebook lesson that it's attached to. It may or may not open because oh, there we go. This was very helpful for sub-lessons because the substitute did not need to go into my login at school in order to get to my notebook. Sometimes the files are so large, I don't want to email it and then worry about the whole file being accepted or the email crashing or whatever. I just store it on the SkyDrive through my OneNote, and then they open it, and then they have my lessons. Okay, and then here's my lesson. Stored, ready to use next year. And I actually, as you can see, have stored all my lessons for chapters 1 through 9. I have a couple more chapters that I need to do to get ready for next year. The last application that I could think of is for science. If they did an experiment, they could keep one tab for each section of the experiment. You could even add pictures. Obviously I did a picture already, but videos. So the ideas are endless. My screen capture is almost done. 15 minutes is almost up. So I hope this sparks some ideas, and if you have more questions, please feel free to ask me, and I look forward to you guys trying it out.